India's internet just did something unbelievable. A few days ago, a controversial courtroom remark triggered one of the biggest meme movements India has seen this year. And within days, a satirical political party called the Cockroach Janta Party had millions of followers online. Yes, Cockroach Janta Party. And somehow, it became the emotional voice of frustrated young Indians. But here's where the story becomes interesting. Because this entire movement began after comments made by Chief Justice of India, Surya Kant, during a hearing went massively viral online. People believed unemployed youth were being compared to cockroaches. The internet exploded. Memes flooded social media. And then, the Chief Justice came back with the clarification. He said his comments were misunderstood and taken out of context. According to him, he was actually referring to people entering professions using fake and bogus degrees, especially in fields like law and media, and not unemployed youth in general. But by then, the internet had already transformed the entire thing into a movement. And honestly, that tells us something very important about modern society. Because today, the internet reacts first. Clarifications come later. What actually happened? So let's properly understand the situation. He said, I was specifically criticizing people entering professions with fake and bogus degrees. He also said his comments were misquoted and taken out of context. Now, whether people accepted the clarification or not, the internet had already moved to phase 2, memes. And once the internet enters meme mode, there is no going back. Birth of the Cockroach Janta Party. That's when the Cockroach Janta Party was born. A satirical internet movement created by Abhijit Dipke. And this is where things became fascinating. Because instead of only getting angry, young people started turning frustration into humor. They created fake political posters, campaign edits, membership forms, manifestos, slogans, election promises. And suddenly, the internet had a fully functioning meme political party. But here's the important part. People didn't support it because they actually wanted cockroaches in parliament. They supported it because the satire felt emotionally honest. That's why it spread so fast. The manifesto that made people relate. Now, honestly, the manifesto is probably the smartest part of this entire movement. Because instead of behaving like traditional political messaging, it sounded exactly like frustrated internet culture. Some manifesto ideas included: HRS must reply to every applicant. Entry-level jobs should not require 5 years experience. Competitive exam mental health support. Affordable education. More employment opportunities. Better representation of youth issues. Free Wi-Fi for unemployed people, jokingly called digital survival ration. And then came the membership criteria. Apparently, to qualify for the Cockroach Janta Party, you needed an existential crisis, fail competitive exams, family pressure, screen time above healthy limits, ability to survive repeated disappointment. Honestly, the HR must reply policy alone probably got them millions of supporters. Because Indian HR departments disappear faster than Avengers after Endgame. Why this hit Gen Z so hard? This movement became viral because it emotionally matched the condition of young people today. Think about modern life. You study for years. Competition keeps increasing. Jobs feel uncertain. Everyone online looks successful. Meanwhile, reality feels unstable. And the internet keeps showing productivity gurus, millionaire teenagers, startup founders, earn passive income videos. While most people are just trying to survive pressure. That's why the Cockroach Janta Party became relatable. Not because of politics. Because of emotional exhaustion. And the internet understood that instantly. The internet has changed political communication. This entire situation proves something massive. Politics is changing. Earlier generations used rallies. This generation uses memes. A meme today can spread faster than a speech. A reel can shape public emotion faster than a debate. And satire has become one of the most powerful communication tools online. That's exactly why the Cockroach Janta Party exploded. Because humor lowers resistance. People share jokes faster than serious discussions. And once millions of people relate to the joke, it slowly becomes social commentary. At this point, Instagram comment sections are basically India's unofficial parliament. Half the country debates politics there. The other half comments, bro came from Twitter. The clarification versus the internet. Now, this is the most interesting part psychologically. The Chief Justice clarified his statement. He said unemployed youth were not his target. But the internet had already emotionally processed the original interpretation. And that's how modern online culture works. Emotion spreads faster than clarification. Once people emotionally attach to a narrative, it becomes bigger than the original event itself. That's exactly what happened here. The Cockroach Janta Party stopped being about one statement. It became a symbol of wider frustration. What this really represents. Whether this movement disappears tomorrow doesn't matter, because the real story is what it exposed. A generation feeling financially anxious, emotionally exhausted, hyper competitive, digitally overwhelmed, and disconnected from institutions. And instead of expressing frustration traditionally, they converted it into memes. That's modern internet culture. You insult people, they turn it into identity. You mock them, they turn it viral. And honestly, that's both funny and deeply revealing. The Cockroach Janta Party is absurd, chaotic, funny, but underneath the humor is a very real social emotion. A generation trying to be heard. And maybe that's the biggest lesson here. The internet is no longer just entertainment. It's becoming society's emotional reaction system. And once something emotionally connects with millions online, it becomes impossible to ignore. This was Brotomedia. See you in the next one.